anyone is on, can you if anyone's on, can you let me know you're here and if you can see and hear me, because I'm not using my earphones. Anybody's watching, can you let me know that you're here and that you can hear me? Can anyone tell me if you can hear me? Amanda, can you hear me? Now I don't know if this is working. Can you guys hear me? On Facebook, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Ah, the messages are not showing on my iPad. Cool, you can hear me. Cool, okay. Beautiful. Alright, let me go live on Instagram. This is so confusing. Obviously, because I'm on 2 devices, I can't have my headphones in. Okay, yay. Alright. Oh, the quality on the phone is so much better. Sorry guys. Okay, let me move into the middle. Okay. So much better. Okay. Happy, healthy hormones. So what I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm going to start doing these every Wednesday at 7:30. So obviously this is naturally going to be a test run. So thanks girls that logged on early. So what I thought I would do was to use these sessions to educate and to share what I know with you guys so that you can make some decisions about whether you want to start using oils in your life, but also to enable you to see how amazingly versatile they are. So what I have with me is a bunch of different oils and a bunch of things that we're going to talk about. Cool, I'm so excited. There's so many of you on. Please tell me where you are from and whether you are using oils currently. And if you are not, if there is any other topics that you would like me to cover. So our cycles, you know, come with a whole host of cramping, headaches, all the fun stuff, moods. I don't know about you, but my partner always says I'm a bit of a crazy bitch around that time of the month. And I think that's pretty common. And in fact today, one of my beautiful mentors, my oil mentors, she actually cancelled a training that she was going to do because she's on her cycle and she knows that she's, you know, not able to focus around this time. So it's really beautiful that we can use oils to support us. So what I'm going to do is talk about some individual oils that are great for hormone support, and then I'll just chat generally around a couple of issues and some other broader oils that might generally support you as well. Now the really cool thing about essential oils is that what works for you won't necessarily work for me. And so, you know, because they are natural products from plants, sorry, I feel like I'm looking at two different screens. So if you feel like I'm not looking at you, that's why I've got two bloody screens sitting here. So, you know, the lavender plant, for example, we extract the goodness from the plant, and that is what makes an essential oil. And so some of those will affect certain people in different ways, which is really cool in many respects, but challenging in others, in that if you want an oil for, say, headaches, you know, what might work for you may not necessarily work for the next person. So what we know is that beautiful essential oils have, and plants have, certain properties, and that is how we know what they are used for. So the first beautiful oil that I'm going to talk about is clary sage. I'm not sure if you can see that. Beautiful clary sage. I have to hold it up to both screens. Clary sage is actually one of my favourite oils. I started using this pretty soon into my oil journey, and I now use it all the time. I almost use it as a replacement for lavender, which is really cool. And so clary sage is a really soothing, calming oil, and one of its main uses is around PMS, and will help you with your mood. It will help you with cramping. And so it's a beautiful oil that you can use in many ways. So you could apply this straight onto your abdominal area as a bit of a massage, and it will hopefully help relieve some of that yuckiness that's going on. That's so cool, Millie. And so this is a really beautiful oil. Now, I have been really lucky. I still am breastfeeding my little boy, and so I haven't had my cycle now for almost 2 years. It's just amazing. But for the last few months, I have felt like it's coming back. And so I've been using this because I've been getting like a low, kind of like a period pain. That's what it feels like. And I keep thinking, it's coming. Nah. And so it comes for a couple of days and it goes. And so I have been using this like there's no tomorrow. And so I just pop a drop or two in my hand with some carrier oil. And I use our fractionated coconut oil. It's a stable version of coconut oil. It's not greasy and it's liquid, so you can just pop a couple of drops in your hand. And I just massage this on my belly. And it's really beautiful, and it has a really beautiful smell. So if you don't like lavender, this is a really nice alternative for women. The other ways that I use this currently is in my bath. I use it every time I have a bath. And so I might mix it with some lavender or wild orange often, but you could bathe with this on its own. You could add some oils like ylang ylang, geranium, and that's a really beautiful soothing bath mix as well. And so this, personally, this would be my number one in terms of PMS support. You can diffuse this as well, and it will help with your moods. You could massage onto your neck, onto your temples. Okay. Now, clary sage, from an emotional totally lost my note. Where did I write it? And why can't I even remember? Clary sage. Now, we have a beautiful book called Emotions and Essential Oils. So it's one of the tools that I've looked up today. From an emotional perspective, clary sage is the oil of clarity and vision. And so it supports us to see the truth, to dispel illusions, helps you to see any limiting belief systems. And so these oils are really beautiful because they not only support us with physical ailments, but they also support us in terms of our emotional needs as well, which is super cool. Just fixing up these cameras. Oh, I'm moving. Now we have another beautiful oil called Clary Calm. Clary Sage is one of the oils in Clary Calm. Now Clary Calm comes in it's telling me that my battery is low. Great. Hang on, guys. Hopefully that does not drop that. So it comes in a beautiful pre-made roller, and it's a straight oil, so you can apply straight to your body. You can diffuse. Guys, I promise that the next one of these is going to be much better. I'm going to figure out how to do this 2-device thing way better. So Clary Calm is a proprietary blend that doTERRA make, and it is a mixture of some really beautiful oils. And so it's a mix of clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang ylang, geranium, fennel, palmarosa. So all of those oils in their own right have some really beautiful properties around soothing, grounding, calming. A lot of them have many PMS and hormonal supporting properties. And so you could use some of them on their own, which is lovely, but this is a beautiful blend that works its magic. And so you can use it to massage onto your abdomen, you know what I'm talking about. You can apply it, you know, if you've got headaches. You can diffuse it in your diffuser. But a really beautiful way is to apply it topically to your skin. Obviously you can add it to a bath as well, which is really beautiful. And so these, you know, our oils you can apply anywhere on your body. So if you wanted to, you know, apply a particular oil for more of a headache, you could apply that one there. Then you could apply one to your abdomen. You could bathe in a different oil. So you can kind of mix it up and see which oils work best for you. But Clary Calm is a really, you know, it's kind of the number one. Everyone says every woman needs it. It's a really affordable oil as well, which is great. And so when you are diffusing something like Clary Calm, I'm getting Clary Sage and Clary Calm mixed up. When you're diffusing that, it will help to regulate you and help to balance those hormones out. So for the beautiful girl yesterday who contacted me and said, oh my God, I've just got my period and I am psycho, what can I use? That is it. Hi back. We're just talking about Clary Calm. You missed a little snippet of Clary Sage. We talked about that. So you would use these for cramping, for your hormonal stress. You would use it for hot flushes, for mood swings. Clary Sage is also a really beautiful oil to use on its own for people who suffer with endometriosis. And I made a beautiful roller up of this for a lovely young lady who has endometriosis to help with some of that really, you know, heavy, yucky pain that you get around the cycle time. And so Clary Sage has some other really beautiful properties on its own. And so for pregnant and breastfeeding mums, Clary Sage is an oil that is recommended not to be used during pregnancy until you're around 40 weeks. It's an oil that can bring on contractions. So for you ladies who might be trying to get pregnant, you would avoid using Clary Sage. And bear in mind that Clary Calm has Clary Sage in it. For beautiful new mamas who've just had babies or have babies on the way very soon, clary sage is a beautiful oil to help support you and your rebalancing of your hormones and your moods post-baby in that postpartum phase. And so you can apply that topically. It will help support everything to go back to where it needs to, including your moods. I don't know about you, but I was a crazy mofo after I had my baby. Just, your body's just like this, and your milk's coming in, and your body's trying to rebalance the fact that we're not pregnant anymore. And so this is a really beautiful oil that can support you. Now, clary sage is also beautiful for helping to start the milk production. So in that first kind of, day, well, takes 2 to 3 days for your milk to come in, clary sage is a beautiful oil that you can apply to help that to come in and to support you with that. Clary sage is also really supportive for people suffering postpartum depression as well, guys. So that, as you can see, this one little oil has so many amazing uses. I personally diffuse this quite a lot at night, either with lavender or without lavender, depending on how I'm feeling. But it's definitely an oil I would suggest lots of people grab. Okay. So obviously your Clary Calm, which is our blend, because it's got really beautiful oils like chamomile and ylang ylang and geranium, they're really soothing, supportive oils for emotional regulation, for your hormone balance. It's got beautiful fennel in it, which is it's a really gentle, soft oil. And it's quite often used for babies for upset tummies, so it will help with any yuckiness that you've got going on in your tummy. Okay. So for any of you ladies who might be on the other end of the spectrum and might be starting menopause, going through menopause, having the hot flashes, those sorts of things, these oils, have a combination, so they can help support you during your menstrual cycle, but they can help support you at the other end of menopause. Okay, so the same thing, you can massage into your abdomen. I can't even say that word properly. You can massage into your tummy. You can apply to the back of your neck and to your temples. You can pop it in the bath. It's really beautiful. You can also pop it in your diffuser as well. Okay. Now some other really beautiful oils. What have I done with it? Must be in my little box. Let me just grab it. Some other beautiful oils to help you during your cycle. So this is, can't even see, Ice Blue. Hey Anna, hey Bev. Now ladies, just remember, if anyone has any specific questions around what I'm talking about, or if it's not making sense, or you can't hear me or whatever, just pop them down below in the comments and I can address them at the end. So beautiful Ice Blue. I have to hold it in 2 spots because I'm covering 2 screens. Anna, you might have tips on how to do a damn Facebook and Instagram live at the same time, because I'm not winning. So beautiful Ice Blue is our athletic blend. Now I don't know about you, but when I'm going through my cycle, I think we're pretty bloody athletic. So I like to refer to it as our muscle blend. So it's like our natural Denka rub. And so this is really beautiful, and we have this in a rub. So you can purchase this, it's like a cream. So you literally, you can't see it because of the light, but it's literally just a cream. It's just like a body cream. And so this is really beautiful, particularly for those of you who might be experiencing the really heavy cramping or pain, particularly maybe any lower back pain. I've always had not fun cycles and really heavy pain, and you just want to stay in bed and not move for a couple of days. And so this is something you could apply to your lower back. Now the beautiful thing about essential oils is when you apply something to your skin, now we know that anything you apply to your skin goes straight into your bloodstream within 30 seconds. And so when you apply something, it's going to kind of float around your body. And so it's a bit like when you take a Panadol and you've got a headache but you've also got a sore back, and it works. Essential oils work in the same way. So when you apply this to, say, your lower back, if you've got discomfort in other places, it will also support you in the places that you need it. Okay? So that's another really good one. Hey Jodes! Oh, I'm just so stoked that people are logging on and listening. I'm so humble, guys. Now another really beautiful oil is Digest Zen, which is our digestive blend. So this is kind of our tummy tamer. It's really beautiful for bloating and cramping. Personally, I use it because I eat too much bread and I like apple pies once a month. Husband's birthday tonight, this will be getting a workout. Now in terms of your hormone support and around your cycle, this is a great oil. It's a really warming oil, so it's really yummy to massage into your tummy. It will warm you up. It's like a natural hot water bottle. And so if you've got the yucky kind of bloating and cramping and just feeling blah, this will help support you. This is seriously one of my favourite oils. I probably say that about tons of oils, but this is actually one of my favourite. Every night we're like, oh, get the digestion out. So that is it's a really nice oil that will help support with that tummy stuff. Now, the smell is something to be desired. And so what is in this oil is anise, peppermint, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, and fennel. Now, I don't know about you, but anise is not something that I love the smell of. But since using this and using it and seeing that in kind of 10 to 15 minutes, whatever is going on, that bloat and yucky feeling is gone, the smell doesn't even bother me anymore. I just love the fact that it works. Hey, Kristen. Okay, so that's another really beautiful oil that can support you during your cycle. Now, I'm just going to grab it out of my little box. Now, for people who talked about headaches, now obviously it depends on the cause of your headache. Now we know that things like too much sugar, not enough water, sleep, they're going to significantly affect your headache or your ability to get a headache. Okay? So if you're on top of those things, sorry, I'm just reading Millie's question. I'll come back to you, Millie. Hang on a sec. So for a normal headache, so for like a stress or tension headache, a really beautiful combination is lavender and peppermint. And so lavender is a really soothing, calming oil. And peppermint is a really cooling oil. So the combination of the two really help to take headaches away. Now I have some peppermint and lavender made up in a roller bottle. And I literally roll it on my temples, and I quite often roll it on the back of my neck. And usually pretty quickly, like within 10 minutes, my headache is normally either gone or almost not noticeable, which is amazing. And so that's a really lovely blend for the stress, you know, the stress kind of tension headaches. Now for hormonal headaches, a really lovely combination is rosemary with lavender. Okay, and you would apply it in the same way. So I will read you, just let me, and so rosemary is really beautiful for headaches and inflammation. And so you can diffuse, you can inhale, you can obviously massage. Rosemary is a beautiful oil, you can use it in your cooking. So that's a really nice combination. So if you have peppermint and lavender at home, which a lot of you would because that's in our home essentials kit, you could give that a go first. And then if you find that's not working, you might want to consider the rosemary. Okay. And for any of you beautiful ladies who specifically asked around that, I'm happy to send you some rosemary to try, so shoot me a message. Okay. And if people want to know, you know, how many drops to how many drops of carrier oil and, you know, that sort of stuff, please tell me because I can post it up below. So some other really beautiful things to help with your moods, because that's kind of what everyone seems to be talking about. There's 2 oils, and these are 2 oils that I use daily. Just checking the messages. Oh, sorry, I'm saying. Okay. Okay, Shelley says, does it go on icy or hot to the skin, babe? Oh, the ice blue. Sorry, Shelley, my comments are not popping up for some reason. I wonder if I hit this button. I'm watching. No, it doesn't. So this rub, Shelley, and for anyone else, it's like it's just a normal cream, so you just apply it straight from the tube. So it's like it's cold, but when you kind of massage it in, it warms up. And so ice blue is a combination of some really beautiful oils. So when you'll smell like the wintergreen and the camphor particularly. It's got peppermint, ylang ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, German chamomile. So there's some really, you know, soothing, warming oils in there. It is, it kind of gives you that tingly sensation. So I actually used this on my back, like on my hips a couple of weeks ago. I used it a lot. I used this a lot for my husband, on his kind of back and his calf muscles. Oh, thanks, Jodes. Love you, darling. Yeah, Beck says she uses it on her husband's neck. Yeah, it's some of the oils, like you have to be really mindful about it being too close to your eyes, but it's really soothing. It just leaves that tingly feeling. So what I tell people about this is don't put it on the minute you're going to go to bed, because I applied this a little while ago and I laid in bed for about half an hour just tingling away, and all I could, like, it's a very strong aroma, so it kind of, you know, invigorated me. So oils like peppermint are very kind of, they keep you awake. And so my suggestion would be, like, have a nice shower, pop it on, do some things around the house, like if you want to, I mean, you know, pop it on during the day, but if you want to pop it on at night, just pop it on a little bit before you go to bed. So it's really nice. And I have samples of this particular one too, guys, in like a little packet. So again, if people want to try, shoot me a message because I can send you some. Now just going back, there was a couple of questions. Anna, I need 2 phones so I can watch you. Oh, thanks, Anna. I'll come back to your oregano. Beautiful. Okay, so Millie has asked whether clary sage and clary calm the only ones not to use when trying for a bubba out of these oils. Yeah, look, there's lots of information, guys, out there around kind of what oils to avoid when you are pregnant, what oils to avoid when you're breastfeeding, what oils to avoid for babies. And so Stephanie Fritz is her name. She, her website and her information is The Essential Midwife, and she's got some great information. But when it comes down to it, like the big no-nos is clary sage when you're pregnant or trying, just to be safe, because it does bring on the contractions. And when you are breastfeeding, peppermint oil can decrease your milk supply. So they're kind of 2 oils to be mindful of. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of hot oils that you would be super mindful of. You would always dilute heavily. And obviously, if you've got a little bubba like I do, I'm super mindful of what I put on my body. For example, I have this beautiful necklace that I bought recently from Diffuse. And so these little black beads are lava beads, and I put oils on them. But what do you think my little boy wants to do? He wants to eat them. So I take it with me in my car to work and put it on after I drop him off at daycare. So, you know, and there's been times when I've had maybe peppermint on my neck and he gets close, and then, you know, I can see that it's on his skin. I can see that he gets a little, you know, mark. And so I just get my carrier oil on a cotton, like a makeup wipe, and I wipe it off, and it's fine. But I can send you some information, Mills. That's for sure. Okay, so now it's telling me that it's dying again, even though my thing's plugged in. Now it's going to fall. So the other 2 really beautiful oils are Balance and Elevation. Oh, cool, Millie. I wasn't sure if you were listening or not. You said your phone died. So Balance is our grounding blend. It's got some really beautiful extracts of some yummy trees. Spruce, Howood, it's got frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile. And so this is a really nice oil just for bringing you down. Just taking you out of up here and in your head and bringing you down. And when you're hormonal and emotional and moody, this is great. And so this is a really nice oil to massage all over your body with some carrier oil or some moisturizing cream. And it soaks into your skin, and you can just smell the aroma all day, and it will just keep you scented. This, when I use this, it makes me feel like I'm outside amongst the trees. It's really beautiful. And so that's a great one when you're feeling, you know, all over the place and chaotic, heightened emotions. It will just help really ground you, like your feet are really firm out on the grass. Okay? It's a really beautiful one to pop in your diffuser. And I wear this as perfume quite often, so I often just pop a couple of drops, you know, here or here on my wrist, the bath. Yeah. Balance is my fave. Balance is the one oil I send to a lot of mums and a lot of women, because I think we spend so much time in the go, go, go phase. We're highly anxious. And so this just really is a nice supporting oil for that. Hey, back. And I'm laughing because you keep jumping from one to the other. You keep jumping between Facebook and Instagram. And now, guys, Anna and I actually have planned. We keep putting it off, but we're going to do a joint live. I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but we are going to do a joint live to try it out. And so Elevation is another really beautiful oil. Anna says she's wearing Balance right now. Me too. I wore it on my wrist today. Karen says she has Balance in her diffuser right now. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so beautiful. It's really nice. Getting off topic, but I've just lost it. I was going to hold up Rosemary. Balance is really nice for the kids as well, guys. So after school, that's a really nice one to diffuse, just to bring everybody down a peg. So what can help you can help your home. And so Elevation is our joyful blend. And from an emotional perspective, it's the oil of joy. Karen says Elevation is my favourite. Elevation is my favourite. I nearly wear it every day for perfume at the moment. And so Elevation is a really beautiful combination. I can't even read it. Karen, what do you think it smells like? It's got like a, I don't know. It's got a really distinct but beautiful aroma. And so literally when you take a smell, like, it's just kind of like, it makes you happy. We have an oil called Cheer, and I don't have Cheer, but Elevation is pretty bloody good. And so when you are, on your cycle, or going through menopause, or any of those really fun, fantastic hormonal things that us ladies need to deal with, or whether if you're just having a shit day, Elevation is your best friend. And so it just helps kind of, it's called the oil of joy, guys. So it just kind of, it invigorates you, makes you feel alive. And so if you are unable to kind of work with your cycle and have, days where you kind of need to retreat, or rest days, lots of self-care and self-love in that period. If you have days where you really need to kind of get on with the show, and you're using your other oils to help support your cramping and your bloating and your mood, this will help kind of lift you up and bring you up. So it's a really nice positive oil. Bring some joy back in. Okay? And so there's some other really beautiful oils that you could use on their own. And so geranium and ylang ylang. Renee says, if Balance helps with the kids, I'll take a litre. Yep, it does, Renee. Karen says, Elevation changes with your body's heat. Yeah, uplifting, definitely. I wear Elevation a lot on my skin, like as perfume, for that reason. So geranium and ylang ylang are two other really beautiful oils that, support PMS symptoms. So both geranium and ylang ylang are in our Clary Calm roller. So Clary Calm only comes in a roller from doTERRA. And so it's a 10ml roller, pure oil. And so you can use that however you wish. You can dilute it in some fractionated coconut oil or another carrier oil to make it last further. Okay. And so geranium is our oil of love and trust. Hey, Carly. And it can be used for PMS. In terms of hormonal support, it can be used for your PMS symptoms. So you can massage, you can wear, helps with your hormone balance, can diffuse. Geranium's a really beautiful oil that you often see in kind of natural essential oil perfumes. It can help with, for new mums, post-labour. So that's another really beautiful oil with clary sage that you could use to massage, to diffuse, to wear, to lift the moods back, to get the hormones rebalancing. Geranium's also a really nice oil to use for anyone who may, hopefully never, but for anyone who is experiencing or has in the process of experiencing a miscarriage. So it's just one of those really kind of beautiful oils that supports the hormones to rebalance, supports what's going on internally, our ovaries. And from an emotional perspective, geranium's the oil of love and trust. So ylang ylang is our oil of the inner child. Now, ylang ylang is an aphrodisiac, ladies. Just FYI. But it's one of the beautiful oils that can support you with your PMS symptoms as well. And so again, yes, it's in Clary Calm. And so it's a really beautiful, calming and soothing oil. And it's in a lot of different soothing, calming kind of blends. It will help to balance you out. Okay. So, couple of other things. So for the women experiencing, and by the looks of it, it's, you know, not many of you ladies. There's a couple ladies who might be nearing the menopause process. So for hot flushes, clary sage is a great one. The clary calm roller. Peppermint. So remember, peppermint is it's a cooling oil for the body. So it's a kind of strong oil. So it's one you need to be really mindful of around babies and around your eyes. But when you apply it to your skin, so it kind of goes on, and you feel heat immediately, but it takes the heat out. And so you'll see a lot of after sun sprays with peppermint and lavender in it. Same as our headache blends. So peppermint's good for hot flushes. You can literally, where's my peppermint? For fevers, I literally just kind of dab a bit on the back of my neck. And it just really helps to cool you really, really quickly. So peppermint's great for those hot flushes. And even, you know, going through PMS, sometimes you kind of get hot and cold. And balance. So for hot flushes, balance is a great oil. So as you can see, you know, so many of these oils, you don't just use balance to ground you. You know, they've all got lots of different properties that they can support your body and your home in so many ways. And so let's just go back. So we talked a lot about clary sage. So if you need to write a list, so clary sage, all-round PMS support, massage, bath, diffuse, not for pregnant women, can induce labour, can start your milk supply if you are a new mum and start wanting to breastfeed. Our Clary Calm, again, all-round PMS, menopause support, hot flushes, hormone balance, abdominal cramping, bloating, all that stuff. Our Ice Blue, for any discomfort, pain, cramping. Now that comes in an oil. It's an oil. This is just the rub version of the oil. Digest Zen for your bloating and cramping. That's our tummy digestive blend.